Hello and welcome back to another exciting game of Total Annihilation. Now it's been a while since I've casted a game. Actually, been a few years, but a lot has happened in the TA community since I last made a video. Uh, Basically, everyone started playing TA Escalation, and also Postal has started to make a lot of really great videos, really great TA videos of old games as well. He's been pumping them out about once a week, and that's kind of inspired me to uh, make another video. So I've got one over here. It's on Great Divide 2. So this one was classically played as played over and over and over as a ground war. Basically, you weren't allowed to build any flash tanks. You weren't allowed to build any big berthas. You weren't allowed to build nukes. You weren't allowed to build bombers or hawks or aircraft. Basically, the two players would set up a kill zone opposite the gap and just stream units through to try to break through the kill zone. In the end, it would come down to a stream of Krogoths coming through the middle and just getting pummeled to death by a big layer of guardians or punishers. But that's not what we got today. Today we have a no rules game of on GD2. So that means that Jeffy's flash tanks are all allowed. Big berthas are allowed. Bombers are allowed. Everything's allowed. So it should be a good game. In the top left, we've got a player called S1ower. He's actually quite a smart guy, or at least he thought he was pretty smart, but evidently not so smart because he's built a metal maker on a metal extractor patch. So I actually know S1ower quite well. He used to play on Boneyards, and he used to play for Core. So this time he's playing for R, and that's for ARM, and that's probably why he's built a metal maker. He probably didn't recognize the metal maker's icon while playing for ARM. Anyway, he's ARM this time, and that means that he's going to have big berthas available to him. So when Great Divide 2 was played without any rules, the main strategy that everyone would follow would be to get up a big bertha as quickly as possible, either hiding under the trees somewhere or behind a hill. There's trees and hills on both sides. Get that up as quickly as possible and basically kill the opponent's stuff. So you wouldn't be able to, the BB wouldn't be able to hit stuff over here. This would be kind of behind the shadow of the mountain. But you'd be able to get your opponent's big bertha and have a nice duel. It was always fun. So S1ower has tried to do some raiding over there. He sent some Jeffies to try and get something, but Duke Eternal, I forgot to introduce. The bottom right has been played, bottom left. The bottom right has been played by Duke Eternal. He was a Dutch player, I believe. Had some fairly good skills. He completely anticipated the Jeffies coming in, and he had, he had an overkill of Samsons ready. Maybe he expected some flashies to come through. Anyway, so in the middle of this map, we got some Ulok trees. They're worth 50 metal each, and there's big bad core commander statue, which is worth 10,000. So players would often come to degun the statue in team games because they take quite a long time to reclaim. So quite often, unless your opponent was completely snoozing, you wouldn't really have time to reclaim it before he sees what you're doing and comes to harass you, and you have to cancel what you're doing. So usually players would degun the statue just to deny it and take it out of the equation. S1ower has put a flashy behind it so he can keep an eye on things. And in the meantime, he's just going for a commander walk to get his expansion going as quickly as possible. That, of course, does mean that he's not going to have as many construction vehicles to assist his expansion. Not that he's using them particularly effectively anyway, but Duke Eternal has he's likewise decided to go for a walk. But they're both players going quite passively. They haven't decided to go with the flashies. possibly S1ower saw the number of Samsons that Eternal had pumped out and decided to just not build any flashies, and in that way not deliver any mass. So in that sense, Eternal has kind of wasted some metal and some SAMs, whereas S1ower has turned that into idle construction units instead. At any rate, S1ower seems to have slightly more income and has more in the tank. So he could spend it faster. He's decided to wall his construction vehicle in to be able to build construction vehicles faster, and in that way spend his metal faster. So that's always smart. Eternal has decided to use his commander to come and eat the oolog trees. So S1ower should have some idea about that soon. You should be able to see them being reclaimed without the line of sight anyway. So Eternal is getting his energy spam going. He's started to build his geos. Each player gets 2 geos, 1 in each corner. There's the flash tank. He's worked out that something is going on in the middle. But S1ower has indeed forgotten to build any energy. That's probably going to bite him in the bum later. He hasn't run out of energy yet, but one of the things about S1ower is that for all his self-proclaimed smartness, he always forgot to build energy. He kind of needed a co-pilot to sit next to him and remind him, hey S1ower mate, build some energy. Anyway, he's neglected to build his energy again, and that will probably bite him in the bum very soon. In the meantime, he's started to build his Guardian. There it is, getting the drop on Eternal. The Guardian is important to prevent the opponent from creeping through the middle. The creeping, you basically just keep building your Guardian a little bit forward to get more and more space in which to build things and in which to stream units. It's at this point that S1ower has worked out that he hasn't built enough energy, and now he decides to, oh yeah, got to build some energy. So yeah, okay, he's doing that. Eternal has got his energy going already. He hasn't capped all of his mexes though. S1ower has got most of his mexes done. Just a couple of them. There's these 2 good ones, and there's the other good one and a couple of crap ones. Whereas Eternal has left quite a few juicy mech spots uncapped, which is not excusable. So it looks like S1ower should get his Guardian up first. Let's see what happens there. Oh, well, he would have got it up first if he hadn't run out of energy. But anyway, yep, there it is. It's up first. Here comes the radar. The thing about radars, though, is that you need energy to turn them on. Anyway, he started firing with his Guardian. Not really sure what he's firing at. He should have radar now. He's got a little bit of energy in the tank. He should be able to see a few things. Right, so I think he's just force firing on the trees to get the trees out of the way. There we go. His Guardian seems to have found something to shoot. He's found a construction vehicle. Alright, the Guardians are dueling each other now, except that one's missed. I'm not really sure what S1ower is targeting with his Guardian, but Duke Eternal's shots were all on the mark, and as a result, S1ower has lost his Guardian duel. So he's going to reclaim that with his commander now. He just needs to hope that Eternal doesn't target his commander with the Guardian while he's doing that, which he has in fact done right now. We'll see if he can reclaim that metal in time. And he's retreated a little bit, and he's started to build a second Guardian. This one is probably just out of range of the other one, of Eternal's Guardian. So he'll build a new one there, and he's set up a kill zone overhead to make sure that nothing can run through. That kill zone probably won't last very long though, because Eternal's Guardian can basically reach them and destroy them. Okay, so Eternal has started to go advanced vehicles. He'll want to pump out a couple of advanced construction vehicles and get his Big Bertha going. He's also started with his aircraft factory. Seems a little bit ambitious, given that he hasn't got anything left in the tank. He might have wanted to kind of stage them, do first one and then the other. But anyway, he's elected to do both at the same time. In the meantime, his Guardian is in fact clearing a nice path over there. Let's see what happens. So, Eternal's Guardian, yep, clearing the path, getting rid of everything. So, S1ower has got his second Guardian up, so he's managed to take out that radar. Eternal should still have good eyes on the situation though. Where's his nearest radar? Actually, he hasn't got a backup radar, so Eternal would have lost radar coverage, so he doesn't really see what's happening there. I think he's just firing blindly up there. He knows something's there, so he's just firing blindly. Probably his Guardian can't reach this far anyway, so he'll if he just force fires over here, then the splash damage will be able to get that Guardian. But at the moment he's just, I think he's just poking around blindly. He's putting up another radar now, okay. In the meantime, S1ower has decided now to start building his advanced K-bot lab. Sorry, that noise is just my commander sitting in the corner. Alright. Have I got this on? Oh, it's sitting on 1 speed. We need to put this up to full speed. Alright. So Eternal tried to grab the statue with his construction aircraft. That would take forever to do. But the Guardian managed to get it. So this is there's Eternal. He's force firing his Guardian to land just over there. He got his radar up, so he knows exactly where it is, and he managed to kill it with the splash damage. So that's poor old S1ower has lost 2 Guardians now, and like the belligerent, stubborn old fool he is, he's building another one. He just doesn't give up. He's like a bulldog. He's got his strategy. He's going to stick to it. No, I want my Guardian in the middle. Damn it! I'm not going to go without my Guardian. In the meantime, Eternal has started on his Big Bertha, and also an advanced aircraft lab. So Eternal is definitely going to make use of stuff that can go over the hills. It doesn't look like he's really interested in trying to push through the middle with units at all, whereas S1ower is getting really, well, he's really on the defensive. He's built his 3rd Guardian under the tree over there. He's got a couple of advanced construction vehicles, so they're going to go and probably build a Big Bertha somewhere up over here. We'll see how that works out. We will speed this up a little bit more even, hey? Speed this up to 150% maybe. So we can get to the exciting Big Bertha duels. That's what we always come for. Love that rumble. We'll hear those Big Berthas when they start rumbling. So there's Eternal. He's got a bunch of bombers ready to take care of some business. So I guess if he's having some problems with his Big Bertha duel, he's going to use his bombers to take care of the situation. He's just stockpiling them now, using his commander to guard them out. Meanwhile, S1ower is, well, he looks like he's really worried about some units coming through the middle. He's setting up a nice big kill zone. What's S1ower got? He's got his aircraft plant. Now he's built a radar jammer, and he's plonked a radar jammer right in the middle over here, and he's started building another Guardian. This is one stubborn, belligerent old fool, is this S1ower. He wanted a Guardian over there. He's definitely going to have a Guardian over there. So that's some off-screen bombing. So Eternal has sent his bombers off-screen. The idea is that yeah, well, there we go. Here, so they come. and they're going to try and get the geo. So there's a tip for the newer players. Always build your geos off center. Don't put them on center, because on center is exactly where people always try to bomb them. So Eternal had to make 2 passes because the geo was built off center, and the first pass missed. So Eternal had to come back and kill them on the second pass. But with all that off-screen bombing, it probably didn't matter anyway. Eternal gets to make as many passes as he wants. There's S1ower has just scouted the Big Bertha, so he'll know that something's up. There you go, and his Big Bertha, the duel is on. So S1ower has scouted Eternal's Big Bertha, so he's got the drop on it. He should be able to take it out, except hidden behind that hill over there, he probably isn't able to hit it, so it might actually be a broken map. I need to check that out. Yeah, I don't know if you can actually hit the BB when it's behind there. Anyway, the duel is on, and S1ower has got 3 construction units up there, putting up nano shields, and in the meantime he has built he's got his sneaky guardian up in the middle over there under the cover of radar jammer, and it is I think it's aiming at the construction area at the moment. But anyway, while the BB dueling is going on, Eternal probably doesn't notice that things are happening in the middle, and because S1ower is distracted with looking at the middle, he's probably lost his BB, or at least that's probably why he's lost his BB. But anyway, he's lost his BB, but he does have something up his sleeve. He has a guardian in the middle. Let's see how long it takes for Eternal to work out what's going on. So there's S1ower, he's got his fusion up, or almost up. Eternal's got a fusion up and almost has his Moho Metal Maker up. He started with his anti-nuke. And there goes S1ower. He's definitely going for the creep through the middle. He's building another guardian. He certainly does like his guardians. So let's see what Eternal can get with that BB. What's he aiming at? He should be aiming at the geos. S1ower has put some radar jammers on the geos, deny visibility without scouting. And those guardians are going for it now. So Eternal has scouted that. He should know that something's going on in the middle now. He's seen it. And in the meantime, S1ower has started to build a couple of K-bot factories. So it looks like having lost the BB wars and having lost the BB war, it looks like S1ower wants to revert to good old ground wars. He's going to creep through the middle. You can keep your BB, he says. You can keep your bombers. I'm going through the middle. Actually, he's got a couple of bombers over there. Let's see what he can do with those. He's lost both of his guardians over there, but that's not going to stop him. He's going to build another one. He's just going to keep building those guardians. And let's see if he can make any progress with that. He's got his 2 K-bot factories up, and he's got plenty of mass in the tank to keep them running. There he is, working on his Moho. And Eternal's working on some Hawks as well. He's got an advanced aircraft. So yeah, it's not looking particularly good for S1ower. Oh, he's going to come in. He's going to try to bomb the. Here comes the bombing run. None of that off-screen nonsense. But I don't know if that was poor bomber control or just bad luck, or perhaps lag. I don't know. But that BB just survived, and that was I don't know, probably bad luck on the part of S1ower. He almost got it anyway. So that BB lives to fight another day. It's going to cause all kinds of problems for S1ower. But S1ower does have some tricks up his sleeve. Let's see what he can do in the middle there. Here comes the construction unit to, well, hopefully he sees the line of dragon's teeth over there. There he goes. He sees the lines of dragon's teeth. He's going to open it up. Open it up like a can of beans. Here we go. Eternal might think he's safe behind that wall of dragon's teeth, but it just takes one construction unit to eat them up again. Thanks for the mass. Thanks for the metal. And here come the units. Let's see if that can turn it around for S1ower, because if this doesn't pay off, he's certainly in big trouble. Yeah, things starting to get a bit more exciting now. So yeah, use the old D-gun to good effect. So he's going to try to put up some defenses over here to stop the creep. But we got well, it's one construction vehicle against 3 construction vehicles. Let's see what happens there. Well, 1 against 2 now. Oh, 0 against 2. So as long as S1ower can keep those units pouring through and keeping the pressure on Eternal, making sure that Eternal doesn't really have time to micromanage his Big Bertha, then the Big Bertha can't really do any damage. And those units are streaming through the middle, and S1ower is just continuing with that Guardian creep. And you can see he's normally a core player, because he's tried to assist his K-bot labs with vehicles, which you can only do with the K-bot, with the core K-bot labs. It does not work with the ARM K-bot labs. So probably S1ower would have had a lot more luck if he actually did choose core, because like Roccos are all good and well, but they just don't compare with Storms. Storms would be probably having a bit more luck than the Roccos are in the middle. And of course this would be working as well. It looks like S1ower has thrown up a few more vehicle factories as well to get some Samsons down into the mix as well. Those will be good to keep the aircraft in check, the Hawks and the bombers, prevent them from harassing his units as they come through the middle. With those Guardians as backup, he's got plenty of firepower to back him up on his way through. He probably does need something a bit heavier punching to take care of these bulldogs that are otherwise causing problems. He's also thrown some stumpies into the mix. That's always a good choice when you get a big wreckage field like this, because the Samsons and the Roccos have a lot of trouble shooting over the wrecks, whereas the stumpies can just fire over the wrecks. They're not particularly accurate though, but they can do a lot of damage. Things get bogged down in the wrecks and they're not moving, and then the stumpies can just eat them alive. And there he is, he's continuing with S1ower, continuing with his Guardian creep, and here comes some Mavs. He's got his Commander assisting and Advanced K-bot lab, Vehicle lab assisting, pumping those things out. He's increasing the productivity over there with the K-bot labs. Basically he's eaten a big hole out of the middle over here, and those Mavs are going to start killing factories. Well, okay, not that one. That one just died in the arse, but anyway. Yeah. So what S1ower needs to do is kind of just hang a left around the corner over here. That's where all the juicy targets are, and they're pretty much undefended. There are no units streaming out of there. All the units are coming out of there. That's where the ACU, the commander, is. There are no units over here. There's nothing defending these fusions. Yeah. So once again, I think we can point to a lack of scouting as costing lives over here. Here's S1ower, so it's unusual to see this late in the game this statue being eaten, but it looks like S1ower is going to get an opportunity to eat the statue with his K-bot. That will will go nicely towards increasing the stream of units coming down the middle over here. I missed it, but it looks like one of the factories took it in the face. This was probably a MAV. Yeah, pretty sure it was a MAV. Did the job. Yep. And so we've got an ambusher over here. Eternal's managed to get his ambusher up. We'll see if that stems the tide of units. Anyway, so basically Eternal's got 2 BBs, which theoretically should be raining hell down on S1ower and causing him all sorts of problems, but probably because of all the micromanagement and pressure that Eternal is feeling, he doesn't have enough time to micro his big berthas, and has probably in that way limited their effectiveness. But again, S1ower just needs to hang a left over there and take out those fusions. He probably doesn't know they're there. It's all good and well with the benefit of full line of sight that we get as the caster, as the spectators. But I mean, look, he's got an aircraft factory. Well, he used to have one anyway. He should have been able to scout that lot out. Yeah, anyway, he should have seen it now. He's got units there, he should have seen it. He's probably walked into that more with blind luck rather than anything else, because the wreckage field is so thick over here, he hasn't been able to make much progress. So he has hung a left, and he's seen the fusion. There's a MAV working on it. Down it goes. There we go. You see what quick work that MAV made of that fusion. He just needs to keep pushing this way. He probably doesn't know about that second MAV. He certainly doesn't know about that nuke that's just been launched. Where's that heading? That nuke's heading over here. That's going to cause all kind of problems. Whoa, that took out all kinds of good stuff. It didn't take out the fusion, but it did take out the metal maker, which will impact S1ower's ability to stream units out. His coffers are empty. Luckily, it didn't kill the commander. I think a commander can take 1 nuke on the head and just bring it down to almost dead. So he certainly can't take another nuke in the face like that. But like really S1ower just needs to keep pushing left over there. He just needs to take a look in this corner. Instead, he's pulled more back towards the bottom center. He's probably thinks he wants to take out that BB. That's what he knows about. He knows about the BB. He's going to take it out with units. Any moment now. Yeah, there it goes. All right, so he must be feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, so things are not looking good for Eternal. The game seems to have turned around. This belligerent pursuit of pushing through the middle seems to have paid off for S1ower. Eternal does have one trick up his sleeve, though. He has this sneaky nuke hiding in the corner there that S1ower does not seem to know about. I'm sure if he knew about it, he would go and take it out. But S1ower, I guess, is just a bit too slow to work out that he needs to scout. That's another lesson for the kiddies. Always scout. Scouting saves lives. But anyway, he's taken out that BB in the bottom left over there, and he's just seeing what else he can get, probing around, clearing out the defences in the bottom left. Not that there's much to take out of the bottom left, just a little geo, but anyway. Someone really needs to get some construction units into this wreckage field. So S1ower thinks he wants to expand his build capacity. He hasn't really got anything in the tank though, so that's probably not such a good idea. Oh, there goes another nuke. Oh, it's going to get him on the head, and that's game over for S1ower. So that, yeah, so I hope you liked that one. That was kind of back and forth. Wasn't quite clear who was going to win from the outset. It looked like S1ower was going to make a comeback from behind, and he almost did, but Eternal managed to pull a sneaky nuke off him. Well, sneaky. Second nuke, so S1ower knew there was a nuke somewhere, but he managed to get managed to get clattered on the head twice by it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy that game. If you haven't seen Postal's channel, definitely go and check it out. I think he tries to get a new video up every week. Otherwise, thanks for watching and have a good one.